Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to basically show you guys how I make my lamb chops, and I'm making lamb chops with garlic mashed potatoes and asparagus. So if you want to learn how to make lamb chops, then stay tuned. Okay, so we're going to start by peeling these potatoes. You could use a potato peeler, but I'm just so used to using a knife that I'm just going to peel them with a knife. So usually I just cut them in half. And these potatoes were already washed, so I'm just going to add them to my boiling water that I already got started. Just make sure you put a little bit of salt in the water before you add your potatoes. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse my asparagus off. And I'm going to cut the base off of my asparagus. I use for my lamb chops. Okay, so first we're gonna start with seasoned salt. You just sprinkle seasoned salt. We're gonna do the top of every lamb chop. And these are lollipop lamb chops. I usually like to make the lollipops because it's the tender part of the lamb and it looks pretty. Now we're gonna add some adobo. I cook everything with adobo. I don't think there's anything that I make that I don't put adobo on. Just a little bit. You don't want your food to be too salty. Crushed red pepper. I usually put this on everything too. Add a little bit of spice, but not too much. We have garlic powder. Add a little garlic powder. We have Sazon. I put this on literally everything. My mom taught me that. So just sprinkle some. You already put your seasoned salt, so you don't want to add too much Sazon, guys. So you just sprinkle some Sazon and make sure you get it all over your lamb chop. Now I have some black pepper, ground black pepper, and I'm just going to sprinkle that. Don't mind my nails, y'all. We're in a quarantine and the last thing I'm worried about is looking cute. Okay, I'm just trying to survive. So you sprinkle your black pepper. And that is it for my seasonings. I don't like to overdo it with my seasonings. Usually I'll add some onion powder as well, but I don't have any onion powder, so we can skip it. It's not going to make or break us. So I don't know if everybody does this, but I always rub my seasonings into whatever meat I am cooking. And by the way, I did rinse these lamb chops off before I added any seasonings. Just rinse. You don't have to wash it like you wash chicken, but just rinse it off. That's all. So you rub it in the top. And it might look like a lot of seasoning, but something that I do is I'll take the lamb chop. So now we're gonna season the bottom, and I just rub it. Rub the top that was already seasoned on each of the bottoms. So that way, both sides have seasoning and not just one. Okay, so I'm going to get ready to put these in the pan. What I do with my lamb chops is I pan sear them for a little bit, and then I actually put them in the oven to make them bake. To let them bake, I should say. And the reason why I do that is because I do not like my meat to be stiff. I like it to be tender. So when you put it in the oven and you wrap it in the aluminum foil, it'll create that tenderness for you. So I'll show you how I put them in the pan. All right, guys, so we have our olive oil that's heating in our pan. I'm just going to add some minced garlic. About a teaspoon, tablespoon. And now I'm going to start to add my lamb chops. We're going to pan sear. You don't want to overcrowd your pan. Okay, so let's flip each of our lollipop lamb chops. You want to be careful not to burn anything. And this is what it should look like on the other side. So we're going to let this pan sear for another 5 minutes on this side. Okay, guys, so this is what you want your lamb chops to look like before you put them in the oven. So they're already laying on a bed of aluminum foil. So now I'm just going to cover them, and I'm going to pop them right in the oven. And you want to make sure it's sealed nice and tight. No air's getting in or out. Heat it to 375, and now just pop them out. Okay, guys, let's get started on our asparagus. So I already have my oil, my olive oil heated up. My olive oil is on medium heat, so we're gonna get started. Add a little bit of minced garlic. Then I add my asparagus directly to the heat. I actually don't like for my asparagus to be on top of one another, but however it fits in the pan, not the end of the world, guys. And I'm going to use most of the seasoning from the lamb chops. No crushed red pepper for your asparagus. You really just want a little bit of adobo, a little garlic powder, some black pepper, and you definitely don't really need seasoned salt for your asparagus, because you do not want your asparagus to be too salty. So I'm going to let that simmer, let it saute, and add a cover. Everybody, let's get started with our mashed potatoes. So I already transferred my potatoes. They've been boiled. Transfer them to just a little clear bowl just so I can mash it out. So I'm going to add a little garlic, minced garlic. I have 1 cup measured for heavy cream, but I'm going to use my discretion, so I'm not going to sprinkle all the heavy cream just yet. I already added my minced garlic, so I'm just going to do a little bit of adobo to add some taste to it. Some people just add salt and pepper, but I'm not really a salt and pepper type of girl, so little adobo and a little seasoned salt for taste, and then we'll start to mash. Same. So I have that all mashed out. I'm going to add some black pepper. What I'll do is I'm going to add about a tablespoon of butter, and I'm going to mash the butter in to the potatoes. Now I did soften my butter a little bit, so I microwaved it for like 5 seconds. That's it. Going to add a little bit more minced garlic because we're making garlic mash. I am going to add some more black pepper. And I have some fresh parsley on the side. I'm just going to add a little of that. And then mash it down some more. Okay guys, so the last thing I want to do before I move on to plating is showing you how I make my balsamic drizzle. I do not make lamb chops at all without having a balsamic drizzle. It's just so good, and it adds a nice touch, you know, for the eyes. So the first thing I'm going to do is add some balsamic vinegar to a pan. I have my pan on medium heat. You do not want your pan to be too hot. So we added about a 1/2 cup of balsamic vinaigrette. And this is literally so simple. So simple. I'm going to let it heat up a little bit because it was in the refrigerator. And once you start to see your little bubbles, you can go ahead and start adding your brown sugar. So I have a 1/2 cup of brown sugar already measured. I'm going to add it gradually. And you want to make sure you keep stirring. Our drizzle is still thin, so we're going to just keep gradually adding brown sugar. Gradually add, stir it around, and you'll notice that it starts to become more and more thick. Guys, we're going